A happy Sunday. There is something magical about Sundays. It's a day when time seems to slow down, giving us the chance to relax, reflect, and enjoy life's simple pleasures. A happy Sunday doesn't require anything extravagant. It can be made up of little moments that bring joy, comfort, and a sense of peace. For many people, Sunday is the perfect opportunity to unwind from the past week and prepare for the new one. In this story, I want to share what a truly happy Sunday looks like. A day filled with love, laughter, and contentment. The sun began to rise, casting golden light through the window. I woke up feeling refreshed, with no alarm clock to rush me. It was around 7:30 a.m., and the air was cool and quiet. Birds chirped outside, and the world felt calm. I stretched in bed, smiled, and took a deep breath. It was Sunday, a day I had been looking forward to all week. Unlike other days, there was no pressure to get up quickly or to follow a strict schedule. I got out of bed slowly, opened the curtains, and looked outside. The sky was clear, with just a few fluffy clouds floating by. I could tell it was going to be a beautiful day. I slipped into my cozy slippers and headed to the kitchen to make my favorite morning drink, a warm cup of coffee. As the coffee brewed, the smell filled the kitchen, bringing a sense of comfort and familiarity. I decided to make a light breakfast: scrambled eggs, toast with butter and jam, and a few slices of fresh mango. I sat by the window, enjoying my meal while watching people walk their dogs and children ride their bikes. It was peaceful, and I felt grateful for the moment. After breakfast, I changed into comfortable clothes and went outside for a morning walk. The neighborhood was quiet, with a few neighbors watering their plants or chatting on their porches. I walked through the park, where the trees provided shade and the flowers were in full bloom. The cool breeze gently brushed against my face, and I smiled as I listened to the laughter of children playing on the swings. There was something heartwarming about seeing people enjoy their time together. When I got back home, I took a refreshing shower and decided to do a little reading. I curled up on the couch with a soft blanket and opened a book I had been meaning to finish. As I turned the pages, I felt completely absorbed in the story. There was no rush, no distraction, just the joy of reading. By midday, I felt inspired to cook something special for lunch. I put on some music, soft jazz, the kind that makes everything feel warm and cozy, and started preparing a simple but delicious meal: grilled chicken with roasted vegetables and a side of garlic rice. Cooking slowly, enjoying every step, made it even more satisfying. The aroma of the food filled the house, and when it was ready, I set the table nicely and enjoyed every bite. In the afternoon, I spent some time doing creative things I love. I took out my journal and wrote about the week. The challenges, the good moments, and what I hoped for in the coming days. Writing helped me process my thoughts and made me feel lighter. Then I picked up my sketchbook and started drawing. I'm not a professional artist, but drawing brings me peace. It's a way to express myself without words. Later, I called a close friend I hadn't spoken to in a while. We chatted for nearly an hour, catching up on life and laughing about old memories. It felt so good to reconnect. Sunday is the perfect time for this kind of connection, when you're not in a rush and can truly listen and share. As the sun began to set, the sky turned into a painting of orange, pink, and purple. I stepped outside to take it all in. The soft evening air and the colors of the sky made me feel calm and deeply happy. I took a few pictures to remember the moment, and just stood there for a while, feeling thankful. Dinner was light and easy, just some soup and bread, followed by a cup of chamomile tea. I lit a candle, turned off the bright lights, and played some gentle music. The room felt warm and peaceful. I sat down and reflected on the day. It had been a simple day, but it was filled with things that made me smile. Good food, fresh air, creativity, connection, and peace. Before bed, I watched an episode of a feel-good TV show, and then read a few more pages of my book. I brushed my teeth, put on my favorite pajamas, and crawled into bed. As I lay there, I thought about how grateful I was for the little things that made the day special. I realized that happiness doesn't always come from big events or big achievements. Sometimes it comes from slowing down, enjoying what you love, and spending time with people who matter. A happy Sunday is a reminder that life can be beautiful in its simplicity. It's a chance to recharge your spirit, nurture your heart, and feel connected to the world around you. Whether it's through a quiet morning, a walk in the park, a homemade meal, or a heartfelt conversation, Sundays offer a chance to be present and to feel joy. Everyone's perfect. Sunday may look a little different. For some, it may include going to a place of worship, visiting family, going on a nature hike, or watching sports. For others, it may be all about resting and doing nothing at all. What matters most is that it brings you peace and happiness in your own way. As I closed my eyes and drifted off to sleep, I smiled, knowing I had lived this Sunday fully. And with a heart full of gratitude, I looked forward to the week ahead, rested, recharged, and reminded of the power of a happy Sunday. The beauty of a happy Sunday is not only in what we do, but also in how we feel while doing it. It's in the small details, the softness of the morning light, the taste of a favorite meal, the laughter shared with someone you care about. These are the pieces that create a perfect day, one that lingers in your memory long after it's gone. After a peaceful dinner and quiet evening, the day still held gentle energy. I decided to do a bit of organizing, not the kind that feels like a chore, but the kind that brings clarity. I tidied my desk, arranged my books, and even cleaned out a drawer that had become a little too cluttered. It felt good to create space. A clean space often leads to a clearer mind. I lit a small lavender-scented candle, and the soft aroma brought a feeling of calm that wrapped around me like a warm blanket. Later in the evening, I made a list of things I was grateful for that day. This has become a Sunday night habit, one that brings a lot of peace and perspective. I wrote down simple things: waking up without stress, the sound of birds, the warmth of sunlight, the joy of cooking, a good conversation, time for creativity, and the beautiful sunset. As I listed them, I realized how many good things had filled the day, even though it hadn't been extraordinary in any big way. Sometimes we look for happiness in big moments, but more often than not, it's found in the quiet, gentle ones. The house was silent now, except for the soft hum of the fan. I sat for a while in silence, just breathing and being. It's not often during the busy week that I give myself permission to simply sit and exist without thinking about the next task. But on Sunday nights, it feels natural to slow down, to sit in stillness and allow the heart to catch up with the pace of life. My thoughts turned to the people I care about. I sent a few kind messages, just small notes to say hello, or let someone know I was thinking of them. It's amazing how even a short message can bring light to someone's day. Sundays are a good time to reconnect, not just with others, but also with yourself. I started to think about the week ahead. Usually, Sunday night brings a bit of worry or anxiety for people. But on this happy Sunday, I felt calm and ready. I took out my planner and gently mapped out the days to come. Nothing too detailed, just a few goals, reminders, and hopes for the week. I didn't feel pressure, just motivation. A peaceful Sunday can give you the strength to step into Monday with confidence and clarity. To end the day, I decided to do a short meditation. I sat quietly, eyes closed, focusing on my breath. I let go of any tension, any lingering worries. I imagined light filling me from head to toe, warm, golden light that felt like love. I thought about how lucky I was to have a roof over my head, food to eat, people who cared about me, and a heart that still finds beauty in the little things. Eventually, I opened my eyes, blew out the candle, and walked slowly to bed. The room was cool and quiet. I pulled the blanket up, rested my head on the pillow, and smiled one last time before sleep. But a happy Sunday doesn't just end when the day ends. The feelings you gather, peace, gratitude, joy, stay with you. They carry into the week and make even the hardest days feel a little lighter. A truly happy Sunday leaves your heart full, your mind quiet, and your soul deeply content. It's interesting how Sunday holds different meanings for different people. For some, it's a family day, filled with laughter, shared meals and traditions. For others, it's a personal retreat, a time for rest and introspection. For students, it might be a chance to catch up on studies. For workers, it may be the only day they get to pause. But regardless of how it's spent, there is something universally healing about a well-lived Sunday. Even when life is busy or challenging, carving out even part of the day to do what you love can make all the difference. Whether it's a hobby, a phone call to a loved one, a walk in nature, or just lying in bed listening to music, these simple joys are what make a Sunday happy. In today's fast-moving world, we often forget the importance of rest. We are taught to always be productive, always be achieving. But rest is not laziness. Rest is how we recharge. It's how we stay connected to ourselves. Sundays, when used mindfully, can become a sacred space for that rest. A space where we remember who we are and what truly matters. Think about your own perfect Sunday. What would you do? Where would you go? Who would you spend it with? Or maybe you'd spend it alone, enjoying your own company. A happy Sunday doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It just has to feel good to you. Maybe it's starting the day with music and dancing in your living room. Maybe it's taking a long nap in the afternoon sunlight. Maybe it's reading poetry, baking cookies, or painting on a canvas. Maybe it's watching your favorite movie or spending hours in nature. The beauty of Sunday is that it can be anything you want it to be. One of the most beautiful things about a happy Sunday is the way it reconnects us with joy. Real joy, the kind that isn't bought or forced, the kind that comes from within. It's found in moments of peace, in presence, in being fully alive. Sundays remind us that it's okay to slow down. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to just be. As we learn to appreciate the quiet, simple beauty of Sunday, we also learn to find those same moments of peace throughout the rest of the week. A happy Sunday teaches us how to live, gently, fully, and with an open heart. So here's to happy Sundays, the quiet mornings, the cozy meals, the peaceful walks, the deep connections, the restful nights. May we have many of them. And may each one remind us of the beauty of life's most ordinary, extraordinary moments.